Now, you said goals, needs, and expectations. Can we talk about that, break that down, the goals, needs, expectations, just so I kind of know what you're talking about?
Yeah. Commonly, individuals will come to us and say, I'm really looking for a great opportunity. I want to explore franchising. Not quite sure what I want to do, but I have some ideas. And we take the approach, well, let's reverse engineer. Let's talk about the why. Why do you want to do this? We break it down. So what would be if you were to invest in a franchise, what would be the goals, needs, and expectations you'd have if you were to do that?
Yeah.
Many times they've never thought of it from that standpoint.
Right.
So what are my goals? Then we talk about making money. Well, that's the return on investment. What are my needs? Well, my needs are that I need to have flexibility. I want to be able to live in an area that I want to live in without having to relocate. I want to be able to be involved in the community and give back. And my expectations are that I'll be able to bridge from employment to successful business ownership in a reasonable period of time. So that's just an example of that.
Now, in terms of saving time,
Yep.
That's a claim I hear a lot from coaches. Is that, well, I help save people time.
Yeah.
What if I say, well, if I'm kind of that cynical view here. Well, how do you save me time? How do you do that?
Typically, the average client that comes to us, we ask them what are they planning as the time frame to be able to get to the point where they'll know what it is they want to do. And the typical answer is 6 months to a year. And most people say at least a year to be able to explore, do my due diligence, do all the research, gather all the information, and then I'll be in a position to possibly make a decision. We actually can take them from beginning to end in 6 to 8 weeks.
Wow.
And they'll have everything beyond what they expected to be able to not only have that plan figured out before we start looking and hoping we'll just stumble across something, but we'll actually be able to have all that information.
Let's say that you may have convinced me on the time side, but let's say in terms of the costs,
Yes.
if I'm of the belief, well, I'm definitely going to pay a lot more if I hire a coach than
Yeah.
if I don't.
Yeah.
What would you say to that? How do you save me money?
Great. Well, the good news is that we'll save you money by that time that it won't take to get to the business that you're going to invest in. Time is money. So that means you'll be in business sooner, which means your ROI will start sooner. But most importantly, whether you come through us and we introduce you to a franchise that you invest in, or you go to them directly, you're going to pay the exact same to the penny investment. They cannot add anything to that at all.
Wait a minute. Let's repeat this. If I choose not to buy a franchise through a coach,
Yes.
and I said, I'm not going to do it, I just don't feel, something feels weird.
I'm going to do this myself.
Okay, and I decide not to buy and I go do it myself.
Yeah.
I still pay the same price that if I was working with you?
Exactly. Cannot be changed.
Okay, awesome. Well, you might have won that round, but I'm moving on to the next one. This next round, I'm coming intensely here. Okay, here we go. Round number 3, finding the right franchise match. Terry, I've heard a lot of coaches say, well, the claim is we're going to find you the best match for your goals, needs, expectations, that kind of thing.
Sure.
And I might say, well, yeah, you're going to find me the match that pays you the most. That's the match you're going to find. How would you respond to that? How do you guys help people honestly find the right match?
Well, the key is that we're not a consultant that's going to say to you, this is what we found and this is what you should do. As a coach, we're going to help you go out and get your own answers, develop your own experiences with those franchise companies, and make those choices yourself. So we can't guide you in a direction where we're going to make the most money because the decision is yours. And you're going to do that based on that plan we put together.
And whether I worked with your company or some other company, you believe strongly that no coach should tell you, buy this franchise.
No coach, consultant, or broker or anyone else should tell you that, including the franchisor. That's really something that's a personalized approach to what's right for you. It's not about the right franchise. It's about what's right for you around your goals, needs, and expectations, and a model that can drive the income, lifestyle, wealth, and equity goals that you have.
Well, we're going to move on to round 4. This is kind of that conflict of interest round here. Okay, so Terry, what would you say to me if I'm saying I can't believe that I can trust a guy who's going to pitch me deals because he's obviously going to make a sweet commission based on the deal he pitches me the best, or the one that's the one that I buy him. He's going to make sure that I get to decide, but from only maybe 3 where he makes a sweet commission. What would you say to that kind of thing?
Well, one of the things that we do in our system, we have about 200 coaches, is that we do not publish to our new coaches when they're brought on board and trained to go out to work with clients, they don't have a list of the fees, what we call placement fee or success fee, that they would achieve for those.
Oh, really?
And the reason we feel that's important, and we've done it that way for 30 years, is by the time they get to the point of knowing some of those and have some successes, they've already realized it's best to not be looking at that. It's in the best interest to, because the client's going to make the final choice. So for me, it's always about what's right for the client as the coach, and you're going to find that the coach will have more success, they'll make more money, and the client will have their best interest taken care of.
Now, I will say this subjectively. Having been in business for a long time, I have found that people who build a business based upon truth stay around for a long time. People that are con artists, scam artists, and no matter who you are, we all get sued. I've been in business. I had a guy cut his toe off in my building. I got sued. I've had employees we had to terminate. We've been sued. There's always people getting sued, right? But at the same time, I do believe you can't be in business for a long time and do things the wrong way consistently. How long have you been doing this again now?
Just celebrated our 30th year this past January.
And you've put tens of thousands of people into the right business model to help them achieve their goals?
So we've worked with tens of thousands of clients that are out there living the dream of being self-sufficient, and as a byproduct of our coaching process.
Okay, you may have won this round, but I'm moving on to round number 5. Round number 5, this is going to be a tough one.